So the Dead Sea is called the Dead Sea because it's a dead sea. There's some top tier Bible knowledge for you there. There's no life really in it at all. It's an unfavorable environment for life to exist. There's no fish, there's no algae or anything like that. Only like some microscopic life or fungi can survive that environment. And the reason for this is because it's so salty. And there's, theories, and I don't know anything about all of this. I just know what I've heard over the last, 25 years of being in the church and around the church, that, there's the prevailing theory that this was the cursed land of Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt. That's why it's a salt sea. There's a scientific reason why it's so salty, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But there's other, claims that, Sodom and Gomorrah may have been in a different location. I don't know. I'm not an archaeologist and I haven't studied all that out. All right. I'm just keeping with the basics here. But the reason why this place is so salty is because it has an inlet. The Jordan River flows into it, the river where Jesus was baptized, the river that indicates, the promise of God crossing over Jordan into the promised land, all that stuff. The Jordan River flows into the Dead Sea, but then it just stays there. All that water stagnates. There's no outlet. The Dead Sea just kind of collects and doesn't do anything with it. My cat just tried to like parkour, and she's way too fat for that. Anyway, so ADHD, come on. It has no outlets. And so the water just sits there, and the heat from the sun and the desert environment just kind of evaporates the water, leaves the mineral deposits behind, and so it's 10 times saltier than the ocean because of these things. And the application that I want to make is that the Christian who just sits in church and reads the Bible and does all of these things, for themselves, and they have inlets in their life, but they never actually practically go out and live like Jesus, will one day become the Dead Sea. Because God didn't give us all of the blessings that He's given us for us just to sit on them and keep them to ourselves. He tells the disciples, "What I have told you in private, go and declare from the rooftops." Paul says, "I delivered unto you first of all that which also I received." The word that brings us life is to be proclaimed to the next generation and to those around us. So don't become like the Dead Sea. Don't have inlets with no outlet. Find an outlet. Serve the Lord. Serve man. Be like Christ.